I'm Kate, and as you can probably tell, I'm a college student. Just got home for the quarantine, but a little boring having to stay inside all the time, so I figured I'd do some quarantine crafts. Behind me here is our Christmas tree from this year. We're in the mountains in Colorado, so it's been covered in snow since Christmas. It's April now, and it's all thawed out, and I'm just gonna have my dad cut kind of a piece off of it so that I can make some cookies, do some crafts. Alright, so we're at my grandfather's house. As you can see, brought our Christmas tree down here, and my dad is going to cut it into pieces of our little cookies. So yeah, also, you know, quarantine, so put the masks on. Alright, I got my cookies. Alright, so we made it back home, and I've lined out all my cookies here in this bin. As you can see, I put chopsticks in between when I stacked my cookies, just so that the Pentacryl can reach all of the surfaces. So now I'm going to add my Pentacryl in. As you can see, I'm going to leave one untreated, so you know, we can kind of compare a little bit. But I'm just going to pour this over, just give it a generous amount. Now these should be soaked overnight, but I'm gonna leave them in here for 2 days just to be sure, you know, it's quarantine, I don't have much else to do. Alright, and that's that. Alright, so the cookies have been soaking for about 2 days. I'm just going to take them out and drain them, and then we can start drying them. So, as you can see, I've had them covered in plastic. I'm just going to set them out on these cookie sheets and let them drip. And then we'll come back to them once they're not soaking wet anymore. Alright, now that they have finished kind of dripping off the excess, I'm just going to put them in this box here, standing on their ends, nice and spaced apart, so that they can fully dry. Maybe? Well. Alright, so I've got them all stood on edge, and I'm just going to loosely close the top, making sure they can still get some air, but not too much, and then I'll let them dry. Alright, so I just have what our wood cookies did not absorb here. I have the rest of the Pentacryl in the bottom, and I'm just going to pour it back into its original bottle. There's some bark and stuff in here, so I'm just going to put it through a strainer. As you can see, if your strainer doesn't stay on its own, you get your brother to hold it, so family craft time. As you can see, our cookies absorbed actually quite a bit of the gallon of Pentacryl. This was full. But yeah, I can reuse this. Alright, so it's been about 3 weeks, and I'm letting these dry still, so I moved the box, so that's why they all fell over. But as you can see, they're getting nice and dry. They're pretty dry to the touch. Some are still a little dark, so maybe they'll dry a little bit longer. But we have our test piece here. As you can see, a notable difference. There's a large crack in this one, and a couple little fractures around the center of this. And then just, I got the piece from in here, and no cracks, no hairline fractures, anything like that in the center of this. So, I would say we're doing pretty well. So it's been 4 weeks. As you can see, all of my cookies are nice and dry. They're dry to the touch, not oily, anything like that. Here is our kind of test sample, our non-treated piece. As you can see, it is a vastly different color. So one of the cool things about Pentacryl is that it keeps the natural color of the wood, along with all of its other cool properties, like, you know, not having a giant crack in it. So all of the wood pieces here, they're sandable, they're finishable. I've just been using this to get like a nice soft sand on these, and then I have wood burned them with a couple of my favorite quotes and sayings. My quarantine project has turned out pretty well. I like using the Pentacryl product, and I think this has been a great use for my Christmas tree.